I first met Granite Telecommunications founder and CEO Rob Hale back in 2016 when Governor Charlie Baker invited me to an event that pushed me way outside my comfort zone.
So this is going to be okay, right? Hey, I'm hyperventilating. It's for a good cause. Keep saying that. It's for a good cause.
I and many others lost a lot of hair that day, but we also raised a ton of money for cancer research, more than $4 million. And since the Saving by Shaving event started more than 8 years ago, Hale has donated more than $47 million to the cause, with a slew of celebrities from David Ortiz to Tom Brady joining in. Now Hale has embarked on a new big philanthropic challenge, and I mean big enough for Forbes magazine to take note, because he and his wife Karen have been giving away $52 million this year, $1 million a week, to different small nonprofit groups. Rob joins me now. Rob, it's good to see you.
Good to see you, Jim. Thanks for having me.
Why'd you decide to do this, you and Karen?
We, as you know, and you've participated directly, we like supporting the community. We feel like it's part of the fabric of who we are. And our previous support has gone to some great institutions, world-changing institutions, but big institutions. And we felt like we were missing a subset that was so important: small, vital, energetic, positive organizations that didn't have financial clarity, and we wanted to try to help them. So we focused on 52 smaller organizations. We're giving each of them $1 million. Generally, we're asking them to make it an endowment with a 5% drawdown, so they'll have $50,000 a year, and they could see themselves to a financial future.
I am guessing that I read the list of a lot of the 52. I'm guessing this is probably the largest gift they've ever gotten in most cases.
In most cases, far and away, it's the biggest gifts they've ever gotten.
And is this a Mackenzie Scott kind of thing where people don't apply, you, your wife, and your family decide who you think is deserving, and you just pick them? Is that how it goes?
I wish we had Mackenzie Scott kind of volume, to be honest.
You're doing pretty well, my friend, but go ahead.
That's it. That's the case. So there is, in the last week or two, as you know, the interest has peaked up. So we've gotten a slew of requests, but for the first 40 weeks, we would find the organizations, and probably the first 20 were easy because we knew so many great organizations in this community that we wanted to help, that we'd seen over the years. And then for maybe the middle 20, we felt like there were great causes. We wanted to find them, and we would find them and then reach out to them.
How do you decide what a great cause is that merits this kind of contribution as opposed to one that doesn't make the cut?
Luckily enough, we have teammates who help us, and expectations are that it's 501c3 certified.
Nonprofit, right?
Yes, so, but certified and documented by the government, is doing the right thing.
But I mean, are there subject matter areas? Are there areas of concern that you particularly directed your giving to? Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
And what are those?
So we care dearly for the environment. We care dearly for animals. We care dearly for women's studies. We care dearly for a variety of topics. Those topics, we would then go find organizations that we were proud of.
And how do you notify? I used to run small nonprofits. Unfortunately, I don't anymore, but I used to. So how do you notify one of these places? Oh, by the way, we're about to give you the most money you've ever gotten in your whole existence. How does that happen?
Again, we find that organization, and then we determine that's the one. So either Karen or I will then send them an email. Can we have a few minutes of your time? We'll schedule a quick call and say, hey, listen, you don't know us, we don't know you, but we have some happy news we want to share with you. And then we tell them, we're proud of what you do, and we want you to do it in perpetuity. We're going to give you $1 million.
What kind of reaction do you generally get?
Tears, joyful tears, excitement, cheering, screaming, but exuberance.
You know, you're not old enough to remember a show, I don't think. Do you ever heard of the show The Millionaire, where the guy would walk up to a house, knock on a door, and give him $1 million check?
I wasn't around for that.
I didn't think you were. Okay, well, you're a modern version. So I know you're well enough to know that you believe that corporate philanthropy is not just good for the soul or for fellow human beings, but it's also good for the bottom line. Can you explain that a bit?
I do believe that. And yes, it's good for my soul. It is good, but it's good for my team and my teammates. I think that I think especially the younger generation cares as much about impacting the future of our planet as they do about taking care of themselves. So great teammates, vibrant teammates who will drive our business for generations to come, they want to be part of an organization that's caring for others. So if Granite is identified as a philanthropic organization, in fact, we are going to benefit by the people we attract, because they'll be the kind of people we want who will impact the world.
And you know, by the way, I should note that I think it's Forbes has named you one of the best mid-sized businesses to work for in America. I think it's 5 years in a row, and I assume
Yes.
and I hate to put you in the position, but why exactly have you made the list, do you think, every year?
I think we focus on equity. I think we focus on inclusion. I think we focus on supporting all of our communities. I think I know we have an internal progression for people to get promoted and earn better opportunities. We take career development and community involvement and support of our community very seriously.
You know, I have been, as you know, to a bunch of those saving by shaving things where you've raised millions of dollars. And what I've done on behalf of this show is, in addition to talking to you and some of the celebrities, I always go around. There are endless lines of your employees in the building. And
Yes.
one of the first questions I would ask them, I don't know if I should admit this to you, was whether or not they felt compelled to be there. And I have to say, I probably talked to 100 of them through the years. I never encountered one, and this is private comment, never encountered one who was there because they felt, well, the boss really wants me here, so I should be here. But because this feeling of the importance of giving sort of trickles down and out into your whole deal. I mean, I assume that feels pretty good to you, no?
It's wonderful. And I think you encapsulated what I was just trying to articulate, in that folks who join Granite, they know, and I hope they identify with the expectation that we're going to be philanthropic. They want to be part of that. So those hundreds of people that you've spoken to, as you mentioned, they chose. There were no pressures. They chose to be there. But man, those are the kind of people you want to be with.
Now, they didn't feel pressure. I felt pressure from Governor Baker, but that's a whole other proposition.
Yes.
So
Yes.
what does this do for you and your wife and your kids and your family? We know what it does for these organizations. What does
Yes.
this do for you?
The gifting, the 52
Yeah, the
weeks of
gifting. Yeah.
It makes us more aware. Honestly, it makes us more aware of, and especially the last week or so, it makes us aware of the fact that there are many, many, many more organizations that need help.
No, I don't just mean that in terms of more giving. I mean, what does this do for you as an individual? I mean, we all operate under this notion that it is better to give, as the proverbial saying goes. What does that feel like? What does that do for you?
Oh, it makes me feel good. It does make me feel good. It is wonderful when you, as you mentioned, we have those calls, and people, they go bananas, and you think, hey, that we're going to help an animal shelter preserve another 100 dogs' lives every year in perpetuity. And we're going to help a date rape crisis center, and they're going to help women who really need help, and we're going to help to make sure they can do it in perpetuity. It's an awesome feeling.
So what's the second act? Well, with you, the second act isn't appropriate because there have been many acts. What's the next act? How do you follow up on $1 million a week for a year? What's next?
Let's keep that a surprise.
Is there something? There is something, yes?
Yeah, of course. We philanthropy and being part of the community are very important to Karen and I. So yes, I do think we are a couple of weeks away from the end of this year, and we're full. We've got too many organizations right now for the last 5-6 weeks to help, and we will help them as best we can. Probably tap the brakes for a year, but then we're going to think long and hard about this. Has been a really cool process, and I like it.
Well, you and your wife have done wonderful things. Come back soon. Rob, it's great to see you, and congratulations on all this.
By the way, Jim, next year at Shaving by Shaving, usually we give $5,000, but by the looks of things, I could probably only give you maybe $2,300. I'm sorry. No, you're gonna have to get a discount.
It hurts, but I'll take it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Rob Hale.
Thank you for your support.
Great to see you. Thanks so much, Rob.
Bye, Jim.